So for reference, the way that the meta of this question is that what is going to happen to your characters is when they come back, they bump into something, you know, this secret that is represented in the Midnight Library. Like it's represented physically, but it comes through as like memories. And basically, if someone has experienced something or knows something that has passed through it, passed through the grave mind, the Mortis Amaranthing, you can find out. But if it's something that has never been known, then it's outside of the reach of this question. However, you know, anything about the setting, you can ask about.
And is this a collective experience thing? Like
Yeah, it's a collective experience.
Okay.
So I don't know what each of these
Yep.
answers are. Okay. Oh boy.
Okay.
How much do you trust us?
Hey, you guys are doing great.
Hey, remember the apprenticeship thing?
Yeah, it's still okay. Anyone want to?
Everybody think over it.
Well, I have a couple of questions. I just don't know which one I'm cool with you guys knowing. Huh? What? 7 seconds.
Yeah, I walked out and y'all weren't up there, and I was like, what the fuck? What happened to we're all walking down together?
No, that's not information that we have right now. It's current.
You know your question.
Sure. So earlier today, we were getting news about the so-called raiders, very similar to the Zor raiders, Warpath, but more insane. And we see word that the other members have dealt with them before. We call them the hardcore raiders.
Okay. All right. So you're asking about the hard mode raiders, named because that's what the vandalized street sign outside of their town looks like. They're weird. Recently, across the Sequoia Wastes, there's been something known as the memory plague. People have been receiving memories that aren't theirs. And they remember them clearly. And people infected with this disease remember more and more and more. So what's happened is, for a reason that is currently unclear, someone, which they were a strain not too long ago, but someone realized how to make the most of this very unfortunate circumstance. And this comes in like bits and pieces, because lots of people have been dragged away from their settlements, or dragged away from their war camps, or what have you, and had the entire contents of their skulls removed and consumed by one of these hard mode raiders. So people are fairly certain, well, a lot of dead people anyway, that the person who is behind all this was a person not too long ago, and might still be. Like, maybe they can be patched up by the memory plague cure, which is another brain surgery. Yeah, so the hard modes are raiders that have strains mixed within them that have fallen to the memory plague. And in their thoughts, they're mostly, they're raiders. Like, the raider memories have overtaken the memories of their life. But they're not beyond being rescued. It would be a fair bit of work. It's a manual process at the moment. But they can be saved. They can also do a lot of damage because they keep growing.
Physically?
In numbers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because,
Swole, just like.
You have 20-foot radius.
give me time.
No, no,
Uh,
oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
That was on me.
So does that mostly answer your question?
Why here? Let's track in them here. Engineer came by saying that it built something, and if it's working, there should not be any raiders. And then a settler came by. The settler came by saying that there are raiders who attacked their settlement. They are really weird.
So, to answer the why here, it's not just here. It's all over the Sequoia Wastes.
You still hanging on yours?
I'm down to 2 questions. I'm just trying to decide. I really want to know the answers to both of them.
You said they were straight.
All of it.
Yep, Alright, I'll figure that out later. How are the windfalls making the insane amount of money that they are making? Based on my previous research, I discovered they were like making money like more than they should be, or more than should be physically capable. Is there
Okay.
a way I can find out how that is happening?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah.
So, mostly, none of them play fair. Like, none of the ones that have just the last name Windfall, like the ones who have kind of dedicated themselves to the cause, they are all dedicated to the supremacy of their institution. Now, they also have the advantage of being one of the physically largest establishments, far outstripping the other places. They previously held the record for the largest golf course, which was 3 holes. A lot of starving people because of that. Anyways, so how are they where they are, and how do they stay there? Proactively. There are those amongst them that actively pursue and make sure that genuine rising stars don't get a chance to clip them. However, the firebrand, for example, exists because the tourist thought it would piss off all the other pureblood families, which he told someone before he executed them. Yeah.
Alright, so no magic elixir type thing, just a bunch of douches and lots of territory that. So I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
they are what
they are.
they started this game on third base. And then they've done what they can to maintain their position.
I was mostly wondering if maybe they have a super secret fortune vault or something. They were just like, stuff out of it that I can steal. But that's cool. This is good.
They lost
Just as much,
if not more, than everyone else when the vaults fell.
Okay. Cool.
All right. 2 left.
Oh man, you guys, the things I could have asked that. Sorry.
Hey, Will. What can you tell me about Jolene?
I can tell you 0 things because that's a Michael story, and I will let him answer those questions, which he will.
Okay.
But I would prep a secondary question because the Jolene answers are based off. Well,
Don't spoil
like
the plot. Got
like
it.
I said,
Well, yeah, dude,
If-
people have been eaten by that monster, killed by
Yeah.
that monster. It's scary, you know, it's terrifying.
so I'll let Michael answer that.
And it's crazy.
Yeah.
Alright, perfect. Secondary question.
The first question may not have an answer, so it's a 2-part question.
Okay.
Do they have a solid answer on how Velvet is bringing people back? And if not, do they have a way to keep people in the grapevine?
Okay. I can give an answer on this one. He's not. It is a natural phenomenon that no one has been able to figure out or control. As far as everyone can tell, that's looking into this and has died recently, or died at all. The people who are returning from times further ago. People who have died recently, they're staying dead. Now, lots of people have been sold on and bought into the promise that Felvic and Felvic's cohort has delivered. The
They look like
you know, he's got a good PR team. So yeah, and people will still continue to return. That is probably a thing that will not change about this world. But there is no rhyme or reason to it. It is inexplicable.
definitely not because someone punctured a giant hole in the grave line by putting a mask together 3 years ago.
Unlikely.
Thank God. Conscious clear.
It's
You're doing great.
it's a worldwide thing
Yeah. See, so it's fine.
because people from other parts of the world have died here since then, and they knew that, or at least had an idea that it was happening. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, supplemental. Those that believe they can try and muster the, I don't know, psychokinetic energy necessary for bringing back the long dead, doesn't really matter how they do it, as long as they get enough people together to do it.
So we can bring
Oh no.
dead with enough psychokinetic energy.
Well, we can, but that also means
Psych question.
Everybody else can.
Can you target specific people to bring them out, or is
Nope.
it lottery? Cool.
who's rolling it?
No reserve
Hey,
seating.
buddy.
Okay.
Sorry.
Was
So does that,
I'm sorry.
yeah. All right.